Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. We are looking at my single storage today because we are filming my December BYOP and I'm so excited about this. I'm very eager to kind of switch things around. I'm just not finding myself gravitating to a lot of these shades currently. Mainly, I put a lot of colorful stuff in this and it's just, oh, let me show you this. Oh my gosh, rude. So this is what my BYOP is looking like, and I really liked the top half, which was my inspired by Julia March on Instagram, and I really liked that hunk of the palette. But I just got really bogged down with a lot of the other colorful shades that I've kind of thrown into here. I also want to focus on my No Pan Left Behind. I really want to hit No Pan Left Behind on all of my singles. So I think there are some shades in here that I still haven't used. I don't think I've used this extra glittery, sparkly shade here, which is great for, I feel like this time of year. I can definitely get a really beautiful green holiday kind of look out of that. I wanted to use this guy to see if it was still good and still actually performed well, because I didn't like it when I swatched it. It just kind of felt off. I actually like it. It performed really great. So I determined I actually was not going to declutter that. Also, I'm really trying to finish this shade and this shade. I think I can finish those. But I think for the most part, I am excited to just switch things up in this. Let me just take these out and I'm going to put them away in my storage palette. I'm going to figure out which ones of these are still needing to be used for my No Pan Left Behind. Put them in a different area accordingly, because I have separated my single shadows that I still need to No Pan Left Behind in this palette. Can we see I have a type that I put off using? This is kind of the shades I want to wear now that we're past Thanksgiving. These are definitely the shades I want to wear this time of year. Up until March, these are kind of the shades I gravitate towards. Maybe not the blues, but definitely the other kind of purpley neutrals. I'm also going to switch the palette size from this Tarte one to these ABH magnetic ones. So I have this empty pink one that I bought a few years ago. These are the most incredibly strengthened magnets in here. So sometimes the shadows can actually shatter when they hit this thing. So just beware if you are interested in these. The magnet is unbelievably strong, and I have damaged shades from my collection, and that's why I don't really use these that much anymore. Let me just take the shades out, put them away, do everything that I said, and then we're gonna pick the shadows. I'm very excited. So I have a bit of a change of plan because I ended up fitting every eyeshadow that I have not used yet this year in these two palettes. That is single shadows only. So in here, in this big Tarte palette, I now have all of my Cleona shades that I still have to use for the year. I know, it's a lot. Then I also have this ABH magnetic palette that has all of the other shades that I need to either use. Everything up to these shades are in that one up there. So everything that you see here are shades that I still need to use. These ones are in projects that I still want to get use out of. I'm pretty sure I can finish this shade if I really try. Same thing with this one. I'm going to be picking off of this, and I have kind of a reference board, like a mood board for a palette. I know a friend Elise on Instagram does these every month. She has a mood palette mood board, and she determines her single shadow picks for her BYOP based on that. I will have her Instagram link down below. I have some images from Pinterest that I pulled and put together to really inspire the tones that are left to use in here, which are a lot more purples, blues, icy shades, very wintry icy. I searched Frosty winter aesthetic, and then it started to go into a wormhole of like glaciers. There's some plum tones in it. I'm gonna focus on pulling these kinds of shades for my shimmers. Clearly we have a lot more shimmers than we do mattes in this rotation, but for my matte shades, I have my No Pan Left Behind palettes that I still have to use that have magnetic pans. So these are palettes that have magnetic pans, so I can take the shades out and put them in if they fit the aesthetic, the vibe that we're going for with the color story. I just want to pick out of these kind of the shimmers, the more exciting shades. All right, I already know the things that are going to intimidate me the most are going to be the blue eyeshadows. So I feel like that is really what has geared the more frosty vibes that I want to go for at the very beginning of December. I feel like I can knock those out on the weekend here and there. I think for right now, the frosty winter aesthetic has a little bit more bright blues in it than deeper blues. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick this guy here, which is... Man, it's going to be a challenging shade for sure. This is Zola from Juvia's Place. This was from the Masquerade palette. Super, super icy. Then I also want to pull... Ooh, do I want to pull this one at the same time? Yeah, because I feel like I can actually layer that on top and just get... like whack my use out that way. If I layer it, it kind of transforms it a little bit more to something just a little bit more special. That is Seal. I don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like that is a very loved shade from Cleona. Then there's a little bit more like indigo, ultraviolet kind of vibes with some of those like super icy glacier kind of images. I feel like this color here is going to be really perfect for that. It has a little bit of like a deep periwinkle to it. It might be another one that I can layer with the Juvia's Place Zola shade down there, just to create a little bit more dimension and different kind of look to it. I feel like I kind of want to get a couple more iridescent shades. So which one? Ooh, I feel like this one up here is going to be really pretty and really what I want. This guy here is Glimmer from Cleona. Let's see if this... Oh, yeah, I think this is exactly what I want. Yeah, I want to put just a row of iridescent kind of shades on, like, in the beginning as well. So maybe instead of putting this guy here, maybe I actually want to pull this, which is JD Glow Good God, just because I think that it'll go in that row really prettily. Is that how you say that? You can't see it off camera. Is like all of the shades that I want to pan, which just looks very unpleasing to the eye. So we're going to keep that off camera. I'm going to kind of dip into the different color tones that I kind of want to put in here. The iridescent row, I'm kind of going off of how in my head this is going to go because I want to fit more stuff in this side and I want that to be the lightest. I could just move this maybe and have my zones that way. Yeah, let's try that. I'm going to start with one that I should have used in November. This is Zombified, mostly because this is kind of a gray, green kind of purple. But I think this will be a really pretty lower lash line kind of grungifier. Then I do want to put another Cleona shade, another Cleona iridescent up here. Kind of thinking this guy. Maybe not this guy. Maybe so. Ooh, I don't hate that. Okay, I'm going to pull that guy, which was this one here. Radiance. That's the shade that I am going to pull in. What kind of shade, like, base does this have? This is Adornment, which is so pretty. It's kind of like a taupey. I don't care. It's going to go in here. Oh, heavens. Is that gorgeous? Let me pull a matte shade because I feel like, man, this is shimmer. But I don't really want to pull any blue mattes. So I'm totally fine with that. I do have a couple neutrals in this palette that I need to use. I need to use these three shades and this guy. definitely think these will fit into the vibe of the palette. So I'm just going to pull these 3 shades out from this is the Astro Pink palette. These are the original shades from the palette. Actually, I do think that this would fit the vibe of the palette. I am going to pull this out. I think this guy can definitely fit in this row here. I think I want to do the same thing. I want to put a matte shade in this row also. I think I'm just going to tuck it back here. I feel like maybe I want a deeper matte. Well, I don't really have a deeper matte, but I have these guys here. I definitely think I can pull this guy for this row. That'll be really cute. That'll be really, really fun. Then maybe just kind of a peachy pinky as we kind of go to like the orange and then plum, or no. Let's do deep plum first because that is kind of where my head's going now. So I know this shade I still need to use in this palette. So I'm going to take that out because I think, no, I used this. So Calypso Blue down here. That's going to make a really pretty lower lash line. I like those shades to like grunge out my lower lash line. So that's going to be really pretty for that. I do want to pull these couple shades out for when we get to the next row. I think I want those 2 shades. Instead of this JD Glow shade, I actually am going to trade it for a matte shade from my Natasha Denona Purple Blue palette that I still need to use. And that's going to be this guy here, which I feel like I've used, but oh gosh, I guess I haven't. So I'm going to pull that guy in and tuck this. Maybe rearrange a little bit. Maybe like that. I do want to pull a little more like burgundy purpley. I do want to pull this guy for that. Oh God, I keep digging my freaking fingers into my Cleona shades. So I think I'm going to pull this guy. I'll just tuck that here. I feel like I had more plummy tones that I wanted to use. Maybe I will pull this shade Aubergine. I do really enjoy this shade and I did enjoy it. I used it once in November and I really did enjoy it. So I think I'm going to leave this and pull that out to use. Then I think I kind of want to start going into the pinky realm. So I think I can just put my other matte shades here to kind of ground that lane out, I guess. And then we can go to maybe pinks and possibly, if there's room, pink and gold down here. I do want to use this. This is Shockwave from the Kaleidos Futurism. Oh my gosh, is it the 5? The VR, no, the Electro Turquoise. Then I'm going to put this guy, which is Golden Rose from the Purple Blue palette, as well as Satin Skin, again, from the Purple Blue palette. Then there is like some really warm, like burnt kind of shades in there. And I think I want to pull a couple Cleona shades. Shocker, I know. I'm thinking this guy here, because it has a little bit icy. Yeah, definitely that guy there. Oof, that is such a pretty shade. This guy is Trinket. I feel like I've used Trinket. Who cares? I'll use it again. This shade is super pretty. Maybe I'll put that back here and I can layer it on top of Golden Rose. Then last but not least, I think I am going to pull this shade here, which is definitely the more intimidating shade in here. But there is some like really warm red kind of tones with gold in the like reference photos that I'm kind of basing this off of. And when I'm looking at this, this has a lot of like orangey gold. And when I'm looking at it in the monitor, there's a lot of pink, which I think kind of ties in the whole vibe of it. But this also has the added bonus of just having a lot more dimension to it. This is one of the jeweled lights, I believe. Yeah, this is Kiln Light. And that is going to be my Winter Wonderland kind of palette that we're going to use for the next month. Not month, actually. This is going to be like the next 2 weeks, I'll say. I kind of want to focus on this for 2 weeks, rotate it out for the next round of shades that I still need to use, and really try to just get one use out of all of these shades before the end of the year. It is the home stretch now. We are really counting it down. So I'll likely post another one of these BYOPs in the midway point of December. So you'll just have to stay on the lookout for that. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're staying healthy, sane, and safe. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.